With its aspirations to join the EU, Georgia certainly seems to be matching the Union, at least in one respect, and that is the country's foreign debt is increasing, spreading fears it could soon go bankrupt. And critics say little of the borrowed money has actually been spent on people's needs, with huge amounts being poured into vanity projects. RT's Sarah Firth has more.
Anyone who's ever received a hefty credit card bill will know the pain of having to pay off what you owe. Well, Georgia could face an $800 million bill in interest payments by 2013, due to its spiralling foreign debts.
Basically, the level of debt has doubled over 3 years. There is an international norm saying that if a country's external debt reaches 60% of GDP, then the country is considered bankrupt. We're currently at over the 40% mark. If Georgia continues this, it is entirely possible that we will find ourselves in that situation.
External debt is now a major concern for the country, and the government has come under heavy criticism for borrowing so extensively. One of the main criticisms has been the government's heavy investment in construction projects such as the Freedom Bridge, which many people have said was completely unnecessary when it was built just a couple of hundred metres away from the bridge that we're stood on. With the foreign debt growing, the country's economic potential needed to be growing too. But with wine one of its only strong export products and a lack of investment in areas that will generate money, the government will have no way of paying back what they owe.
We think it will be very difficult to cover such large payments from the state budget, and the country may have to refinance the debt, meaning it will have to take even more money from international organisations and partner countries.
So just what have they been spending all that money on? Well, a new bridge for starters, which cashed in at an estimated $6 million. Then there's the presidential palace's snazzy new glass dome, which guessers put at between $21 and $32 million. And a number of other controversial projects, including a glass monument and a road which totaled $209 million. The glass buildings, which were symbols dreamed up by President Saakashvili to portray a new, transparent government, are now seen as grimly ironic.
To borrow so extensively and to spend this money on fortification projects, this is really sin and this is really fraud, and the government should be held accountable for that behavior and decision.
Incurring such large debts for the country has also done little to improve the conditions of the population.
We need to take into account that during the same period when such huge amounts of the money has been borrowed, health expenditures have not been increased. It has remained the same in nominal terms. Education expenditures have not been increased. Pensions, despite of promises, have not been really increased.
Economists say this foreign debt is now one of the most serious problems facing the country. The Georgian government say they've used the money to rebuild the country and forge a bright future. But for taxpayers, that future, it seems, carries a multi-million-pound price tag that they'll be paying off for a long time to come. Sarah Firth, RT, Georgia.